Well, I promised you ferns, and we're going to take you to the Palmer Fern Dell now. This is my little fern dell. I think a little nitrogen, a little better conditions next year might help these just a little bit. You're going to see some beautiful ferns. Let's see what they have at the Arboretum.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Turner, Senior Director of Gardens at the Dallas Arboretum, and I'd like to welcome you to the Palmer Fern Dell at our garden. We've got about 200 varieties of ferns here and other shade ground covers. Great place to come visit to see those plants for your garden for that dry or wet shade area you have. Really two of the hardest places to garden in Texas, and we've got a lot of examples of great plants here that do well in any home garden. This is Dixie wood fern, great plant for southern gardens. It's actually a hybrid of two different species of Dryopteris fern. And originally this was really not available in the industry for the longest time, and with the advent of tissue culture you can now get this for your home garden. But the great thing about this fern is it's semi-evergreen, grows about 4 to 5 foot tall, and doesn't spread, stays in one clump. So it's a pretty good architectural element for your garden. It doesn't have to have constant moisture. It's actually okay with being occasionally dry and then kept fairly moist through the rest of the summer. But great evergreen fern for us. This is sensitive fern, which I've really never understood why they call it sensitive, because it's not sensitive to anything. This is a beast. I call it the shade ground cover fern. Don't plant it in the landscape and think it's just going to stay in a little 2 foot by 2 foot spot. As you can see from behind me, it'll take over a 10 to 15 foot square area with no problem at all. Doesn't mind being dry occasionally, overwatered, wet. It's native to Texas, so it's tough as nails. But wonderful fern if you've got a lot of space you need to cover in shade quickly, and wonderfully beautiful foliage that's not as divided as other fern. Well, this is riverwood fern, Delympteris kunthii. If you can't grow this plant, you truly do have a black thumb. This is the fern that all other ferns are judged against. Exceptionally easy to grow, a little too easy actually sometimes. Grows in light shade, deep shade, actually will take a little bit of sun, just needs some moisture to keep growing through the summer, dies completely to the ground during the winter, but comes back up with a vengeance, as you can see. About 2.5 to 3 feet tall, but absolutely the easiest and the best fern to grow for Texas. Just remember with fern gardening, they all like moist soil, slightly acidic, so amend your soil if you have clay with a little bit of organic matter or compost, always a good thing whether you've got sand or clay. All the ferns are pretty easily available at retail nurseries. Just remember for dry shade, you want some ferns that are evergreen, moist shade, the deciduous ones are a little bit better. All of them very easy to grow, great plants. You don't know which one to pick out, come out to the Palmer Fern Dell at the Dallas Arboretum. We've got about 200 different taxa you can look at and pick out your favorite one to take home with you. Thanks for visiting with us today.
The Palmer Fern Dell is always my favorite place on a hot summer afternoon. It's nice in the fall as well. Be sure to get out to the Dallas Arboretum. They're at 8525 Garland Road in East Dallas, just adjacent to White Rock Lake. And they also have autumn at the Arboretum with, I don't know what Jimmy told me, something like 80,000 pumpkins coming in. You'll love that. Be sure to go there. Andrea Rideout is going to have a grill off between charcoal and gas grills. We're going to determine a winner right after this. Stay tuned.